East of the Sun and West of the Moon. Part 1. Once on a time there was a poor husbandman who had so many children that he hadn't much of either food or clothing to give them. Pretty children they all were, but the prettiest was the youngest daughter, who was so lovely there was no end to her loveliness. So one day, 'twas on a Thursday evening late at the fall of the year, the weather was so wild and rough outside, and it was so cruelly dark, and rain fell and wind blew, till the walls of the cottage shook again. There they all sat round the fire, busy with this thing and that. But just then, all at once something gave 3 taps on the window pane. Then the father went out to see what was the matter, and, when he got out of doors, what should he see but a great big white bear.
"Good evening to you,"
said the white bear.
"The same to you,"
said the man.
"Will you give me your youngest daughter? If you will, I'll make you as rich as you are now poor,"
said the bear. Well, the man would not be at all sorry to be so rich, but still he thought he must have a bit of a talk with his daughter first. So he went in and told them how there was a great white bear waiting outside, who had given his word to make them so rich if he could only have the youngest daughter. The lassie said no outright. Nothing could get her to say anything else. So the man went out and settled it with the white bear that he should come again the next Thursday evening and get an answer. Meantime he talked his daughter over, and kept on telling her of all the riches they would get, and how well off she would be herself. And so at last she thought better of it, and washed and mended her rags, made herself as smart as she could, and was ready to start. I can't say her packing gave her much trouble. Next Thursday evening came the white bear to fetch her, and she got upon his back with her bundle, and off they went. So, when they had gone a bit of the way, the white bear said,
"Are you afraid?"
No. She wasn't.
"Well, mind and hold tight by my shaggy coat, and then there's nothing to fear,"
said the bear. So she rode a long, long way, till they came to a great steep hill. There, on the face of it, the white bear gave a knock, and a door opened, and they came into a castle where there were many rooms all lit up, rooms gleaming with silver and gold, and there too was a table ready laid, and it was all as grand could be. Then the white bear gave her a silver bell, and when she wanted anything, she was only to ring it, and she would get it at once. Well, after she had eaten and drunk, and evening wore on. She got sleepy after her journey, and thought she would like to go to bed. So she rang the bell, and she had scarce taken hold of it before she came into a chamber where there was a bed made, as fair and white as any one would wish to sleep in, with silken pillows and curtains and gold fringe. All that was in the room was gold or silver, but when she had gone to bed and put out the light, a man came and laid himself alongside her. That was the white bear, who threw off his beast shape at night, but she never saw him, for he always came after she had put out the light, and before the day dawned he was up and off again. So things went on happily for a while, but at last she began to get silent and sorrowful, for there she went about all day alone, and she longed to go home to see her father and mother and brothers and sisters. So one day, when the white bear asked what it was that she lacked, she said it was so dull and lonely there, and how she longed to go home to see her father and mother and brothers and sisters, and that was why she was so sad and sorrowful, because she couldn't get to them.
"Well, well,"
said the bear.
"Perhaps there's a cure for all this, but you must promise me one thing, not to talk alone with your mother, but only when the rest are by to hear, for she'll take you by the hand and try to lead you into a room alone to talk, but you must mind and not do that, else you'll bring bad luck on both of us." So one Sunday the white bear came and said,
Now they could set off to see her father and mother. Well, off they started, she sitting on his back, and they went far and long. At last they came to a grand house, and there her brothers and sisters were running about out of doors at play, and everything was so pretty, 'twas a joy to see.
"This is where your father and mother live now,"
said the white bear.
"But don't forget what I told you, else you'll make us both unlucky."
No. Bless her, she'd not forget. And when she had reached the house, the white bear turned right about and left her. Then, when she went in to see her father and mother, there was such joy, there was no end to it. None of them thought they could thank her enough for all she had done for them. Now, they had everything they wished, as good could be, and they all wanted to know how she got on where she lived. Well, she said, it was very good to live where she did, she had all she wished. What she said beside I don't know, but I don't think any of them had the right end of the stick, or that they got much out of her. But so, in the afternoon, after they had done dinner, all happened as the white bear had said. Her mother wanted to talk with her alone in her bedroom, but she minded what the white bear had said, and wouldn't go upstairs.
"Oh, what we have to talk about will keep,"
she said, and put her mother off. But, somehow or other, her mother got round her at last, and she had to tell her the whole story. So she said, how every night when she had gone to bed a man came and lay down beside her as soon as she had put out the light. And how she never saw him, because he was always up and away before the morning dawned. And how she went about woeful and sorrowing, for she thought she should so like to see him. And how all day long she walked about there alone, and how dull and dreary and lonesome it was.
"My,"
said her mother.
"it may well be a troll you slept with. But now I'll teach you a lesson how to set eyes on him. I'll give you a bit of candle, which you can carry home in your bosom, just light that while he is asleep, but take care not to drop the tallow on him."
Yes. She took the candle and hid it in her bosom. And as night drew on, the white bear came and fetched her away. But when they had gone a bit of the way, the white bear asked if all hadn't happened as he had said. Well, she couldn't say it hadn't.
"Now, mind,"
said he.
"if you have listened to your mother's advice, you have brought bad luck on us both, and then, all that has passed between us will be as nothing."
"No,"
she said. She hadn't listened to her mother's advice. So when she reached home, and had gone to bed, it was the old story over again. There came a man and lay down beside her, but at dead of night. When she heard he slept, she got up and struck a light, lit the candle, and let the light shine on him. And so she saw that he was the loveliest prince one ever set eyes on. And she fell so deep in love with him on the spot, that she thought she couldn't live if she didn't give him a kiss there and then. And so she did, but as she kissed him, she dropped 3 hot drops of tallow on his shirt, and he woke up.
"What have you done?"
he cried.
"Now you have made us both unlucky, for had you held out only this 1 year, I had been freed. For I have a stepmother who has bewitched me, so that I am a white bear by day, and a man by night. But now all ties are snapped between us, now I must set off from you to her. She lives in a castle which stands east of the sun and west of the moon, and there too, is a princess, with a nose 3 ells long, and she's the wife I must have now."
She wept and took it ill, but there was no help for it, go he must. Then she asked if she mightn't go with him. No, she mightn't.
"Tell me the way, then,"
she said,
"and I'll search you out, that surely I may get leave to do."
"Yes."
She might do that, he said. But there was no way to that place. It lay east of the sun and west of the moon, and thither she'd never find her way. So next morning, when she woke up, both prince and castle were gone. And then she lay on a little green patch, in the midst of the gloomy thick wood. And by her side lay the same bundle of rags she had brought with her from her old home. To be continued.